What's up? What's up, guys? As you can tell, if you read the heading of this video, we're gonna wait a little bit. But if you can read the heading of this video, we're gonna talk about betrayal of success, and we're gonna talk about 7 different ways that I see people routinely get in their own way. They routinely stop themselves from what they actually want. You know, like some of it comes down to a mindset stuff. Some of it comes down to physical limitations. But I can tell you right now, like, those are extremely rare. Very rarely does it come down to a physical limitation. Almost always things are what you put in front of you. It's an obstacle that you place in front of you. So we're going to talk about some of those mindset things, and we're going to challenge some of them today, because we've all got this stuff. We all want certain things. I don't care if you want $1 million, if you want a 6-pack, if you want, I don't know what all the other ones are, but you want the girl or the guy, whatever you want, and you're going to find that there's obstacles along the way. Some of those obstacles you put there, and some of those obstacles just happen to be there to make you earn it. So on some level, you got to kind of appreciate the obstacle. I know, like, challenge is one of the great things. I thrive on challenge. I thrive on pressure. I'm just one of those people. Some people do, some people don't. I would possibly argue that almost everybody does. They just don't like it. I don't think I liked it for a long time, but I do now. But yeah, what are the 7 ways that we betray our success? Because we all want success, right? Success drives happiness. It provides for our family. It leads to good health. Like, on some level, health is good success. And I really think health should be your #1 thing that you focus on for your success. If you guys are coming in, say hi. I can't really say. I don't really know how Facebook works yet, so or any of these work yet. So say hi. Let me know. And then if you can, share the feed out in your page. So you hit share, and then I think you hit public, like just it just shares out publicly. But we're gonna talk some pretty heavy mindset stuff today. I'm gonna go ahead and go in here, and I'm gonna share it on my own page. Why not? All my friends might like to see this. I don't know. Yeah, go ahead and save it. Oh, tech. Go ahead and share it onto your own feed. Telling friends, we're gonna do this every weekday at 12:30. We're gonna pop on and we're gonna talk maybe 10, 20, 30 minutes. I know one of them went for 40 minutes the other day, but today we're talking about your betrayal of success. Like, how do you tend to get in your own way when you're trying to be successful? Let me go in here. I'm gonna go into my own, and I'm going to share it with my friends. And if you're coming in, say hi. I can see when you guys pop up. So Amanda, how's it going? Joanne, how's it going? Erin, Shawsome. Her last name's Shaw, so it becomes Shawsome. So we've got Wonder Woman, we've got Shawsome. What should Amanda's name be? She's kind of goofy. Maybe that should be her name. In a good way. I mean that in that's definitely a... Hi, Amanda. That is definitely in a complimentary sort of way. But yeah, how do you guys get in your own way? Do you know? Are you conscious of it? Do you notice it? Or have you gotten in it? Like, hindsight's 20/20, right? So think back to a time when, think back to when you were 12 years old. What did you want to be when you were 12 years old? And what was stopping you from getting what you wanted when you were 12 years old? And then you can ask yourself, are you still doing that now? Amanda, on your own timeline, on a friend's timeline, in a group, in a private, share on a page you manage, share a private message. I don't know what that means, but we're going to go for this one. But yeah, how do you get in your own way? Sam Hall, get on Instagram, talk to me. So one of the ways that I think people get in their own way is that they don't take health as their first thing. They don't look at health like it is the biggest portion of their entire life. Because health, nothing is more important than health. We basically have 4 big resources. We've got wealth, health, relationships, time. Your time doesn't mean very much if you're sitting here unhealthy? Like, how awesome would it be to have food poisoning every single day for the rest of your life? That's not very good use of time. What's going on here? Then we've got wealth. Does money mean anything? If you don't have your health, I guarantee you, in that last couple weeks that Steve Jobs lived, that he would have given every dime and every bit of notoriety, every single thing that he ever had, to be healthy again. And we don't really get to experience our friendships and our spouse or our kids or any of our relationships very well if we don't have health. So health is your number one thing. Health has got to be your number one source for getting to you. So if you're not looking at health as your first thing, then that's a betrayal of success. You have to put your health first. And the way that I look at health is nutrition, mindset, exercise, recovery. And recovery can be rest and relaxation just as much as sleep, just as much as time between exercises. So I don't know if that's going to do it, but whatever, I'll do it later. Mindfulness and being present. Yeah, that goes into mindset. I think mindfulness, being present, I don't know if I see like a huge difference. Like everything that the mindfulness people preach sounds exactly the same to me as all the stuff that people that say be present preach. So I kind of lump them all in the same boat. But yeah, that's the first one. Is the number one thing, the betrayal of success is you're not taking care of your health. And if you're going to go that route, then I'm going to say the number one source of your betrayal to your health would be not joining Grit Gym. That's what I think the number one thing was. Like there is a certain amount of just being around other people. It's called that are on the same mission as you, the same mindset as you, that want to continue to grow and produce and give back to the world. And I know this sounds kind of idealistic, but why is that not possible? The only people that have changed the world are the ones that were dangerous enough to think that they possibly could. So if you get around, it's called proximity to power. So you get around people like me, around people like Brent, around people like Amanda and Aaron, and Teresa just joined in. Hey, Teresa. And like mindset is just such a big portion of it. But you get around people that have that mindset that they're going to push through anything if it's worthy, and your health is worth it. You all of a sudden increase your power a great deal. It's just proximity to power. You get around other people that are powerful, you elevate your power, you elevate all of their power too. So that's number one thing. I think you better get out here and you better work out at Grit Gym. Now, some people are going to watch this and they're not going to be in Iowa City, and that's totally fine. But proximity to power is a big deal. And the other thing, putting money on the table. Putting money on the table creates action. A lot of people are like, well, I can't spend that kind of money to go to Grit, or I can't spend that kind of money to get a personal trainer, or I can't get that kind of money to have a coach. That's bogus. That's totally bogus. The money that people pay out here is not 100% for them, but it works in their favor. It works that's for the client. It's not for us. I mean, it is for us because we got to keep the lights on and that kind of thing. But there's no way that someone would do this job if it was just for the money. There's no possible way. No one would do this if it was just for the money. It would bore you out. And by bore I mean like a drill. Like it would just grind you to a pulp if it was just for the money. There's no possible way that anybody would do this just for the money. There's not enough money in it. I don't know if there's enough money for anything that's not aligned with your purpose. But money creates action. You want to be successful, you got to go spend money on that. I can't tell you how much money that I've given coaches, business coaches, mindset coaches, strength and conditioning coaches to teach me what they know since I started studying this stuff. I was really interested in this stuff before 1999. I started studying this stuff in 1999. 1999 was the year I got my first book. I got it from my grandma. I started studying this stuff. I started getting into this stuff. I thought this was the coolest thing I'd ever got my hands on. All of a sudden, I didn't have to get picked on by everybody else because I could get big and strong and I could deal. You know what I mean? So learning about this stuff was definitely a selfish act at first, but the more money that I have spent on coaches, on business coaches, strength coaches, mindset coaches, the absolute better everything else in my life has gotten. Putting money on the table creates action. And then, so the other thing, I actually made notes for this one. Find something that is so valuable that you would spend every single dollar that you have. I mean every single dollar that you have. Just a sec, guys, sorry. Yeah, find something so valuable that you'd go into debt for that thing. Like, your health should be that important. Your health, your success in your life or whatever you're trying to do should be that important. It should be so important that you would go into massive, massive debt to be able to go with that. Because that creates action, that creates that, oh my God, I have to go, I have to get to the gym, I have to do this, there's something kind of crazy about this. Like, I bought in products before where I knew I didn't have the money. There's no possible way that I had the money to put forward towards this, and I bought it anyway. It was the weirdest thing. It's just before I even got these products, all of a sudden my motivation, my energy level, my inspiration, everything, my production, everything went up. There's something weird that happens when you put everything down on the table. Something weird, I don't know what it is. It's like this kind of mindset trip. Everything changes. So if you find something that is so worthy, and your success is one of the most important things that you can possibly invest in, put every dollar that you have down on the table. Number 2 is you are what you believe you are. You know, if you take a winner, I know a few people like this. They are at heart, they are winners. They are extremely high-level winners. And they win at making sure that the whole world knows what a loser they are. They win at proving to the world what a loser they are because they think that that's what they are. They think they're a loser, so they go out and prove it to the world. They're a winner at proving to the world that they're a loser. You have to get clear on what you are. Most of us walking around are actually non-winners. There's losers, non-winners, and winners. So winners tend to win. Winners are just going to pull up all the stops. They're going to make it happen. Non-winners are scared to lose, and they're scared to win. They're not really there to win, but they sure don't like to lose. Losers always find a way to lose. There's nothing, and I'm not calling them a loser like from an emotional standpoint. I'm not like, man, that person's a total deadbeat loser. I mean, they're just losers. They just find a way to lose. It has nothing to do with them as a person. That fly was in here yesterday too. Well, no one's been able to get this fly. I'm going to get this fly later. I'm going to win. I'm going to win off that fly. But yeah, there's a lot of people out there that they're very, very highly skilled people, but they're skilled at proving to the world what a loser they are. They get caught with drugs. They start drinking alcohol too much. They go out and party every single night. They don't know what they deserve. They aren't lovable. They have no joy in their life, and they're definitely not powerful. So you got to get clear. Clarity is a big one. There's no point in showing the world what a loser you are. That is an absolute betrayal of your success. Like, you have the life that you want, and then you have the life that you're living. You know, or the fate that you're going down. Those don't have to be different. You can realign, and you can find a way to get to the life that you want to live. Like, that's the big message at Grit Gym, is in inspiring the experience that you want to live. Not like I want to inspire the experience that I want to live every single day. I got to inspire myself. But these videos, hopefully driving in a message is like, hey, there's a big world out there. There is more than just what everybody is telling you. Because everybody else is telling you, stay small like me. Stay small, stay fat, stay out of shape, stay in your broke job that you hate, stay with the crap the crap that you have to put up with at your job. Why would you do that? Why would anybody do that? Anyway, all right, so getting clear about what you believe you are. And if you're not a winner, you got to push that uncomfortable boundary to becoming a winner. All right, number 3, fear of not being enough. Now, the fear of not being enough is really all of what we're talking about here. That's all there is in the mindset thing. The fear of being enough versus being all in. You got these 2 choices every single day. It's which one you're going to choose to be. Like, when we first started these videos and stuff like that, as you look back on those old ones, man, I was scared. I was like, the most successful video that we ever did it's on YouTube. It's got I think it's over 110,000 views. 110,000 views. And I'm like, let's talk about plantar fasciitis. Oh, I can't even do it now. I can't even do it. I can't even be as nervous as I was. But I love about Grit Gym. Such a positive atmosphere. So many hearts. So many hearts. The thing I love about Grit Gym, such a positive atmosphere. Thanks, Amanda. Yeah, like, what I really wanted to create at Grit Gym was a place where people felt safe. That people felt very, very safe to explore and express explore who they really are and express who they really are. Because the rest of the world doesn't do that. The rest of the world says, "Oh, be yourself," but then they take it away and say, "But no, but not that way. Be yourself, but be like me." That's bogus. That's totally bogus. It's crap. You can be who you are. You know, you think of the little boy or the little girl who wanted to grow up and be a rock star. Well, when that little girl grew up and she became a clerk at a bank, and that's your dream job, you know, cool. But her dream job was to be a rock star. Well, when she's 42 years old, working as a clerk at the bank, she still is the rock star. But she's living a different life as a clerk in the bank. That girl needs to go be a rock star. You know what I mean? But she was probably scared that she wasn't enough to be the rock star. So there's probably decision after decision after decision after decision that she made where she didn't go all in on becoming a rock star. That's some of what we're doing right now. I got to get all in on these videos. I get sit here and I get a little pumped up, and I jump into it. I don't really prepare a ton for these, actually. Yeah. Be the best you are. Wait. Be who you are. Just be the best at it. Preach it. Thanks, Aaron. Yeah, definitely. I mean, that actually brings us up to the next one. Well, actually, let's stick on this. Because the fear of not being enough is a big deal. You know, basically the big three that I find, these are what I get to: guilt, anger, anxiety. You know, they're all based on I'm scared that I'm not enough. Like the sports analogy is the batter gets into the batter's box. He's all nervous. He's anxious. He forgets how to do what he knows how to do. He's taken thousands of swings in his life. Why does he choke on that 3-2 count? Why does he choke? Because he's scared that he's not enough. So he forgets how to do what he knows how to do because he was nervous. Nervous is just the fear of not being enough. You know, you feel guilty because you ate that Oreo. What, like you didn't eat well enough today? You weren't good enough today? So now you got to go create a fight with your spouse, and then you got to sabotage all your progress. Why? Because you're not enough? You made an error. That's totally different. You do not have to feel guilty. You made an error. You had an Oreo that you didn't want. Okay. Well, what are you going to learn from that? Now you got to move on. You got to learn. You got to acknowledge it. You got to learn. You got to move on. And anger is the same way. Anger is just really a psychological display to try to distance you from anyone seeing that you're afraid. So you psychologically push people away so that they won't see that you're scared. When really, fear usually actually attracts what you were trying to avoid in the first place. So if you get angry, you're probably gonna bring more into your circle. And all of these, that fear of being not being enough is extremely contagious. Extremely contagious. And it's an epidemic in our society right now. We just have tons and tons of people that are so angry, so anxious, so guilt-driven, and it's really, really sad. Because it's not really a way to live, and they get into this habit of doing it. It just becomes how they live every single day. It becomes their own personal status quo. And that sucks. You know, like that shouldn't, like your status quo hopefully turns into, Grit Gym is life-changing. Thanks, Jason, man. Like that's, like all this stuff, all the compliment. You guys are, anyway. I gotta stick to this or I'm gonna get a little cheesy. But anyway, the fear of not being enough rules people's lives. It ruins people's lives too, but it rules their life. You know, and fear is not necessarily we all have fear. It's not about living fearlessly. Is that a word? Anyway, it's not about living without fear because everybody's got it. Everybody's got it. It's just a thing. It's just out there. It's just like, just like everybody's got skin. You know, it's just one of those things that we have. So what do we do? So that fly. So what do we do? Either we're going to manage it or it's going to manage us. So we got to find a way to acknowledge that fear, and then we can deal with it. But number 4 is excuses. You know, the little secret is that they're total bullshit. I hear excuses. Believe me, I'm like professionally schooled in excuses. I hear that all the time. This is the reason I can't do it. This is the reason. This is the reason. This is the reason. I have bad knees. I got a bad shoulder. I got a bad back. I got diabetes. I can't wake up that early. It's too hard to make breakfast. That's one of my favorite ones. It's too hard. It's too hard. I don't have time. They're all excuses. They're all holding you back from what you want to do. But they're all excuses. And don't get me wrong, I probably make them too. I just don't even know that I'm doing it. So it's acknowledging the excuse. You got to handle that excuse. That excuse is going to pop up. There's always going to be stuff that's going to pop up. It's going to happen. You got to handle that excuse. Like, I totally understand the excuse. The excuse makes sense, but it's not reasonable. I understand, but it's not reasonable. Get rid of it. Challenge it. Push it. Number 5, commitment. This is one of the big ones. This is one of the big ones that if I could get a lot of people to wrap this idea around in their head, it would be huge. It'd be this could be the most life-changing thing in this whole spiel. Like, tactics-wise, number 3, the fear of not being enough. Yeah, but this one is the perspective shift. It's commitment. And I'm not talking about be committed to your health. Right now, you're either going to be more committed to where you want to go, or you're going to be more committed to where you are. And where you are is obviously where you're more committed to. Otherwise, you'd be here. So you got to get to the point where you're not willing to stay where you were. Because it's one or the other. Either you're more committed to where you are now, or you're more committed to progress. So that's one of the big mindset shifts that I think a lot of people can benefit from. The other one is priorities. You know, the betrayal of success, your priorities aren't in order. Number 1 priority has to be your health. Yeah, you focus on health. Like, how are you going to experience anything without your health? Fear manifests in a lot of ways. Oh, totally. Like, it comes out in your life all the time. I mean, miss you too, Valentina. Fear. I mean, like, if you go home and you get in a fight with your kid or your spouse or your friend, you know, that's just your relationship got competitive. Someone took something personal, and you brought emotions into something that didn't need emotions, and all because back here somebody got scared that they weren't enough. And that fear manifested out into this huge argument. You know, those things became the symptom. The fear, the fear of not being enough is the source. The anger, the anxiety, the guilt, the embarrassment, worry, paranoia, victimhood is totally a fear of not being enough. Jealousy, envy, you know, the woe is me, oh poor me. We do this all the time. We either are going to be all in right here, right now, or we're going to be afraid that we're not enough. But yeah, priorities. You have to make you your number 1 priority. The thing is, if you make you your first priority, you are better at all the things that make you great, and you're a better service to all those that you care about. And I've said that hundreds and maybe thousands of times by now, but it's 100% accurate. If you put you first, and this is where it gets tough, you are your first priority. Your priority. You are a priority above your children, above your work, above your spouse, above your family, above everything. You are always the number 1 priority, no matter what. This is one of the ways that people really betray their success at whatever they're trying to do. They're trying to write a book, make $1 million, get a 6-pack, you know, whatever it is. You know, we were talking about this the other day, where what if my mom, one of the people that I care more about than anybody in the world, if you've ever met her, you understand why. What if my mom wanted to write a book when she was, I don't know, like 35 years old, and she said, well, I just have too much going on. I don't have the time to write a book. Or she said, well, I have to take the kids here, here, and here. What would I think of that now? Well, I wouldn't like that. I guarantee you I'm not going to like that very much, because I would have much rather she not showed up to one of my Little League baseball games, and I would have much rather her been home living her purpose and shooting for her dream than her attending my Little League game. The family will understand. You always put you first above every single thing. And I don't have kids, so I don't know how hard that is, but I imagine it's pretty tough. I've experienced so many opportunities to make excuses with training for this run. It can be hard. It creates some mental strength for sure. Yeah, I mean, that's character. That's grit, right? That's what this was based on. I wanted a name that said what it takes. It takes grit. It takes courage. It takes guts. It takes discipline. It takes consistency. It takes a relentless desire to be successful. You got to be obsessed with whatever you're trying to do. You know, and I bet you, a man is training for a run to raise money for a big run. It's going to be it's going to be tough. And it's not one of those you just get to, you know, a 10K. I don't care how out of shape you are, you can finish 10K. She's not running one of those. It's much harder than that. And she's raising money for that to support research for MS, just a terrible disease. But I guarantee you, she's had nights where she didn't want to go run. I bet you she did it anyway because she's tough. She's had nights where she probably didn't want to come down here and work out. Uh-oh. She probably had nights where she didn't want to do that. She did it anyway. I say that a lot. I just do it anyway. I'm going to get a big poster at some point. I'm just going to huge do it anyway. If Amber, if you're watching, just make one. Or if you guys are watching this and you want to message Amber, go for it. But she's tough, man. She got grit. Like, that's what it takes. That's what it takes to be successful. Like, if you do not dive into that obsession, passion, drive that everybody says not to do, you're working too hard. Man, you need to relax. You should go on vacation. Man, I got a big purpose. I got a lot of stuff to do. I'm talking about me right now. Like, I got a lot of things I want to do in this life that I'm not going to get done on a vacation. You know, I got a lot of stuff up here that has never gotten out to a lot of people. I got a big heart with a lot of conviction. I got messages I'm trying to put out. I got a lot of stuff that I've had to overcome. I've read a lot of books. I got a big thing. Inspire the experience you want to live. Everything in your life at the end is going to come down to the experience you're having right here, right now. Like, I am extremely convicted by that. The quality of the life that you are having right now. That's like everything to me. I'm not going to get that on vacation. I'm not living my purpose on vacation. You work too hard. Yeah. Like, what you're really saying there when someone comes up and says that to me is that they are scared that they don't work enough. Sometimes you just have to get out of your own way. A good reminder for the right mindset. 100%. That's what this video is about. Getting out of your own way. Your own betrayal of your success. Because there's no way. There's absolutely no way. Like, it's like the idea that retreat isn't action. Retreat was still an action. You took action when you retreated. It's still an action. So you're either going to betray your success or you're going to get your success. I don't know. Maybe there's an in-between. Maybe I'll change my perspective in 10 years. Who knows where we'll be then. But number 7 and the last one, this is another mindset shift. Spending more time on something doesn't actually increase its value or its quality. It does not improve that decision in any way. So you've got all of these things up here above, like getting a coach. I can't afford it, or I got to think about it, or spending more time on that thing does not make it more expensive. We had this with our CPA last year. Since it's tax season, I'm thinking about this. She wanted to have a 2-hour meeting for our first meeting, and half of it was her asking me about the gym, and I'm sitting there thinking, oh, okay, well, get in here. You know, we can help. Yeah, I'm excited. Like, let's do this. She bills us out for $500 for that first sit-down visit. It's ridiculous, right? We're a tiny little business. Yeah, I don't want to complain about money, but that's not what that's about. I'll pay it, but that's kind of a scumbag move, you know. It does not make it, that meeting could have been done in 20 minutes. It did not make it more valuable to be there for 2 hours. You know, if you're writing a book, it does not make it more valuable to spend 3 years on that book. If you can get it done in a week, you get it done in a week. The book that we're going to actually drop here real soon, I wrote that first chapter in like an hour. I mean, it was like 19 pages, just bam, came out of me. It was just like, this has been sitting inside me, this fire, this drive to just shoot it out, and it just came out of me. I was done with the rest of the book. It's going to be called The Cost of Courage. And the cost of courage is your old life. But this book just drove out of me. It was like, once the water started getting going, it was just like a gush. It's just like I couldn't even contain myself. I couldn't go to work. I was spending minimal amount of time doing anything. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't even talk to Rachel. I was just pounding this out. I wrote this entire book. I think it's like 170 pages in a week. The quality of that book is not going to increase by me waiting on that thing for another 3 years and making sure that it's perfect. It's not going to help that at all. You know? And the first chapter will come out, and I'm going to post it up, and you guys can read it here in about a week. So, but spending more time on that book does not increase the value of that book. It doesn't do anything. It just is. And it's the same way with the decision. You know, like what's the one of the first rules you hear about being a better test taker? It's that you go with your instinct on a multiple choice test. You just go with your instinct. Yeah. One of the things that really drove this home for me was the equation for time. What is it? It's distance equals speed times time. Time equals distance divided by speed. Speed equals distance divided by time. So take time out of the scenario. You create time. Do you get what I mean? So if you're looking for more time, it's distance divided by speed. All right. Well, take time out of the scenario. What do you get? Well, I got to cover more distance, or I got to go faster. Make the decision. Just make it. Just go. Like, spending more time on something doesn't actually make it any better. Maybe we should give one of those out. Maybe we should give one of those away. The first One Life planner that comes out. The first of its kind. Would any of you guys be interested in, if we do like we write down all the people who shared this video, and then we randomly pick, we just do and pick whoever the pen dropped on. Would you guys be? Which point, Teresa? Which point did you like? Teresa wrote, like that point. I think maybe she was saying, like that point, or was she saying, I like that point? Anyway, those are the seven, though. It took a while to get into it, but the number one way that you betray your success is not getting around people who are in the same frame of reference that you are, you know, which means that you're not a member of Grit Gym. You better get into Grit Gym. But yeah, it's not focusing on your health. It's proximity to power. Money creates action. You put money down on the table, and all of a sudden, everything changes. There's something weird about this. Like, I used to give away, when I first started training, it was in 2007, 2008, and everybody would come in and they'd be like, oh, economy, economy, economy. And I was like, ugh, you make the same money this year that you made 5 years ago. Don't give me that economy crap. But so it got to the point where, I was starving. I was making like $150 a week. Sometimes less, sometimes a little more. But if I would hit $1,000 in a month, I was just like, oh my God, I get to eat fruit. So for the first year that I was actually in Iowa City, I ate frozen spinach, oatmeal, eggs, because they were healthy and moderately inexpensive. Yeah, it is terrible. It sucked. But I just kept on pounding, and I got so desperate that I would give away sessions for free. I'd be like, oh, okay, I'll train you, you'll tell all your friends. Those people would never show up. If you get, like, it was weird, like when I started saying, okay, well, you have to pay, please sign here, all of a sudden people were committed, they invested their time, they invested their effort, they invested their focus, because they were investing their dollars. There was something weird about putting money on the table. You want to be successful, you get a coach. You want to be successful, you pay for a coach. You pay for a mentor that can put you in an environment around other people that can spike you up. Yeah, so much so that you spend every single dollar on it. So you got to get around, you got to be a member of a good gym, you got to get around other people. What you believe you are, you got to get clear with what you believe you are, and you got to be able to deserve what you want. If that conflicts, you're gonna wind up in a hard place. If you are a winner that's very good at winning and proving to the world that you're actually a loser, that's gonna be a tough go. It's gonna be a tough go. Number 3, the fear of not being enough. You're scared that you're not enough, so you never take any action. You know, you get anger, you got anxiety, you got guilt, whatever those three are. You know, I feel guilty for putting this message out, or I'm anxious that people will hate on me, or I'm going to take it personal before it even happens. I've done all of these. I've done every single one of those. You know what I need right now? I need some haters. Share this video out. Send it directly to someone that you know it's just going to get under their skin. Please do. Tell them to send me a nasty message. I already get enough of them. I get handwritten notes, pages long, on why I'm such an idiot because there was one typo in an entire page, 2-page article that I wrote. I love it because they're jealous. They are approving of me on an extremely high level. They thought so highly of what I was doing and wanted to do it so badly, and that they got that jealous, and then they sent me a letter to tell me about it. I love it. Give me some haters. Number 4 is excuses. You got a bunch of BS rolling around in your head, and the secret is that they were all 100% bullshit. 100%. Are you talking pre-orders for your book? And can I have your autograph? I'll even do it with a Sharpie. Very fancy, right? They're all, but excuses are all, they're bogus. They're, you know, they're like, for instance, I finally read my note here. I have terrible handwriting. There is only one time that you have the excuse to not exercise, and that's when you die. I don't care if I've seen people that do not have arms and legs that find a way to exercise. You do not have an excuse. I don't care what your injury is. I don't care what hurts. You have no excuse to not exercise. There's always a way around it. And anybody saying different lacks creativity or lacks the winning mindset to actually be obsessed and have the grit it takes to actually get something done. Commitment. There's a lot of people that are more committed to where they are now than where they actually want to be. You got to get so committed to where you want to be that this looks terrible. Which one are you more committed to? Then your priorities. Where are your priorities? Are you focused on health? Number 1 priority is always health. You know, you got health, wealth, relationships, time. You are not going to be able to have very much fun or enjoy your health or your wealth, your time, or your relationships if you do not have your health. It is the number 1 resource in your life. And health is based on mindset, exercise, nutrition, recovery. And you are the first priority. You are always your first priority. Before kids, before work, before anything, it's you. You are always your first priority. Yeah, and so many people, I'm agreeing to my own notes, isn't that funny? But so many people, they put work before themselves. How long is that going to go? You know, what would happen if they just decided, hey, we're just not going to pay you. We're not going to pay you. How long are you going to show up to work? Yeah, not very long. You know, I don't do this for the money. Yeah, you do on some level. That's okay. You should do this for the money. You should get paid. You know, people got a real bad relationship with money. It is a perfectly fine thing, but you've got to put you first. You got to put your health first. You got to put you as your relationship with you comes first. You got to love you first. You got to take care of you first. You got to feed you first. You got to do you first. If you're not living in line with your purpose, like let's take the mother-daughter thing that we were talking before. If you're not living in line with your purpose, what are you really teaching that kid? You're teaching that kid to deny their own purpose. That kid deserves to live his purpose. You know, I don't think that my mom did that, by the way. My mom is an absolutely amazing person. Just amazing person. She's super nice. And when she turns it on and here, she is nuts. She's a complete psycho. And I mean that in the most admirable sort of way. And Janet and I have a lot of similarities, that we a lot of parallels. And I'm very happy that I have the parents that I do. But you got to put you first. You always got to put you first, no matter what. And the last one is spending more time on anything does not make it more valuable. It does not. There's no way that spending more time on a decision or an answer or the purpose that you're trying to drive forward with, it makes it more valuable. It doesn't. More time does not add to anything. It's just more time. You know, more time writing that book, doesn't matter. You know, more time, like I was on the phone with somebody the other day. This is a really good guy, but he's like, man, I want to join Grit Gym. I want to join Grit Gym. I want to get out there. I want to work on my posture. I got to get stronger. I'm like, then let's go. Let's roll, man. Like, what are we waiting for? He's like, I don't know. I don't know why I'm saying I don't know. I'm like, let's do this. Let's do this. I'm excited. You're excited. Let's do this. What are we waiting for? I need some more time to make the decision. You know, I'm only going to get so pushy with people. I don't think I was being pushy there at all. But I believe in my product enough to be pushy. You betcha. The service that we give out here is absolute top notch in the world. Not in Iowa City, in the world. Like I've trained with too high level of people to not be considered on a world class level. Spending more time doesn't make it better. No, not at all. Thanks, Aaron. Aaron says, preach. But yeah, you know, making your decision longer doesn't improve anything. You know, if you have a multiple choice test, your instinct is probably the right one. You should just log into that, hit that. But yeah, those are the 7. You know, like does anybody have anything to add? Did I like? I love the likes, guys. From my view, I don't know if this is your view, but when you hit a like, I can kind of see your face for a second, and then it streams across, and it's just like yeah, that was awesome. Like it's like this weird cheery thing. Usually when people approve, when they give me a lot of validation and they're like, man, you're doing so well, I almost kind of shut down a little bit. That's something. But every single time I see one of these things, dude, that's awesome. Like it is like it's like, you guys know that song where it's like ooh ooh. It plays at Grit like every night. It seems like, I don't know. It's a good one. But that's the kind of the feeling I get when you guys like this stuff. If you guys like or you hate, I don't care if there's a hater or an approver, or a hater or if you loved it or you hated it, you still approved of it. Haters are approvers, man. What are you LOLing, Amanda Scott? Yeah, guys, please share this. It helps us out a ton. The message, don't sing. Yeah, if you guys ever heard me sing, it sounds a lot like how I'm speaking right now. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful. No, if you like it or you hate it, please share this video. Please share it out to all your friends. Share it on public feeds. The amount, some people I've heard that they're a little bit squeamish to share things on Facebook, which is kind of interesting. Dude, the internet is huge. It is enormous. I almost said ginormous, but enormous. You sharing this video is like spitting in the ocean. Aaron says, don't hate Rach. My singing is awful. I don't know. Both my parents are fairly musically gifted. I think I don't believe in gifts. I think they earned it. But they're pretty good. It's just not something I ever did. But maybe I should get a voice coach, huh? A singing coach. Yeah, please share this out. We do have the book that's going to drop pretty soon. If you guys are interested, let me know. There's nowhere to go and like buy it right now, but it'll be for purchase. And we have the One Life Planner that's going to drop within the month. It'll be out. It'll be out by April. I'm really super excited about that. It's going to be awesome. It has the first chapter of The Cost of Courage in it, and then it's got a couple other pieces to really get you amped up and going into the commitment of where you want to be versus where you are right now. So that'll drop here pretty soon. But yeah, those are the 7 things that I notice the most on people's betrayal of their own success. You know, they don't get around other people like we have at Grit Gym. They don't get around other people that are doing and have done what they want to do. They don't put their money where their mouth is, sort of. They don't invest in themselves. They don't invest in their mind. There's something weird that happens when you put money on the table. Don't ask me. But if you are watching this and you don't believe that, come out here, sign up for a membership. I guarantee you, when you put that $200 or $300 down on the table, you are going to change how you think about exercise, and you're going to get your butt here. You know, this idea of putting money where your mouth is, dude, the money that we get is so small. I mean, we could like, it's priceless. The value that you get from being here, not just from me, from all the other people here. The tribe here is awesome. I mean, these people are just absolutely amazing people. But it is valuable enough that you should spend every single last dime that you possibly have. If $200 is the last $200 that you possibly have, something magical is going to happen when you put that down on the table. You know the story where the only story where Jesus gets mad in the Bible because the lady puts the 2 tokens down and she gave more because that was her last 2 tokens versus all the rich people. They were putting down, big things, but they had so much more. It's the same thing. She invested everything she had. If you invest everything you have down to your last penny, I guarantee you find a way to make yourself successful because of that. What you believe you are, you become. What you think you deserve, you can be a winner and still think that you're a loser, and you'll prove to the world that you were a loser. The fear of not being enough, guilt, anger, anxiety. We'll talk more about the mind map there next week. I'll pull that down and take you through that, how your mind actually works through these mindset scenarios. Excuses, they're all bullshit. There's only one time. Only one time in the whole scenario of the life process, and that you cannot exercise, and and that's when you die. There's no excuse other than that. Stopped months ago if I wasn't doing this myself. Yeah, Aaron says true. I would have stopped months ago if I was doing this myself. Yeah, I would too. It takes so much fortitude to try to do things on your own, but if you have somebody else there, it's weird. It's weird when you have a coach. It's weird when you put money on the table. It's weird when you get around a bunch of people who are on the same level that you are, or around other people that are playing the game at a higher level. Joanne, I don't know if she's still on here. Joanne, if you're still on here, say hi. I won't see it for 45 seconds, but say hi. When Joanne first came out here, it was like maybe 2 or 3 years before, bam, she got committed, man. She would come and she would work out, but it was like all of a sudden, within like a 6-month frame, it was just like all of a sudden Joanne dropped like 50 pounds in a 6-month time frame. And I guarantee you go ask her. She'll find, yes, she's here. She's awesome. She's Joanne Salome. I can't wait for your book, for the rest of your book, for the rest of your books is what I was trying to say. That you haven't written that I know you will. That first one is just the beginning. But it was amazing. It was just like, bam, 6 months go by, completely different person. You might not even recognize her. It was just like unreal. She just made a decision. I guarantee you go and you ask her. I'm asking you right now. Did you just make a decision one day? You committed to where you wanted to go versus where you are now. Is that what you did? I won't see it for 45 seconds. Maybe everybody else was. I don't know how Facebook works, but yeah, you got to make the commitment. You got to make the commitment. You got to make yourself the first priority, and you got to cut time. You got to take time out of the scenario so that you can create time. Like when I'm looking at time, I want to create time. I want to control every aspect of time. Time, what was it again? Time is distance divided by speed. I remember this. I don't need to look at that. Time is distance divided by speed. Take time out of the scenario. I control time. Because I can control how far I go and how fast I do it. Do you see that, guys? Joanne says, yep. Such a wordsmith. Yep. She's a writer. But that's going to be it. I mean, we've been going for a little while now, so guys, please share this out. Tell everybody about it. Send it in a private message to every single one of your Facebook friends. Drop a pen. Help us out. We do this all to inspire the experience you want to live. I'm trying to inspire my own experience. Hopefully I can inspire others to do the same. But thanks for stopping in here. I cannot express how much this means to me because these are weird to do. I'm sitting in here, originally felt like I was talking to myself. Now it feels like I'm actually talking to somebody else. Once I made myself a real priority. Yeah, Joanne says, once I made myself a real priority, everything became much easier. Isn't that amazing? She even uses everything became much easier. I bet you not just exercise, I bet you everything became much easier. I bet her parenting became easier. I bet her job became easier. I bet her relationship, relationships do take work. Anybody who says that a relationship should always be fun, and it's not. I bet you that her relationship got better. I bet you everything got better. Everything got easier because she made the commitment and she started living her life the way she wanted to live it. She wanted to experience her life a certain way and she went and got it. That's courage. That takes a lot of guts. People look at that and they're like, oh, I'm so proud of you. They don't have a goddamn idea how much that took for her to do that. The amount of guts that went into that. The amount of guts it takes to change everything up here. But anyway, I could talk about this all day, obviously. Very passionate about it. But Anyway, thanks for being here, guys. It means a lot to me. I'm going to sign out. Thanks. Bye.